There are two types of people in the world. There are those people whose alarm goes off in the morning and they hit the snooze button saying that they only need 5 more minutes. And then you have those people who don't even need an alarm clock because they are so excited. They are so pumped about the day ahead of them because they have already pictured and they know the life that they are going to live. And so if you're that person that hits snooze and you say, oh, I just need 5 more minutes of rest, I just need 5 more minutes of sleep. Let's really be honest. Let's cut through it all. Because the truth is you need 5 more minutes to ignore what's going on in the outside world. You need 5 more minutes to not have to deal with the challenges. You need 5 more minutes to not have to look yourself in the mirror and say, the life that I am living is not the life that I want. And so if you're at a place where you're hitting snooze every 5 minutes, this video is for you because I am going to ask you the questions to help you move from hitting snooze to saying to yourself, I have to get up right now because I don't have another second of life to lose. For those who don't know me, I am Imani Adia, the founder of Soul 360, where we empower you with the tools and knowledge to transfer your mindset and elevate your well being so that you live your life with greater clarity and meaning. I'm so excited to talk about this today because I personally had to deal with a moment in my life where I was hitting the snooze button. I genuinely did not want to have to get up in the morning and go to the classes that I was taking. I didn't want to do the everyday because I found no joy in what I was doing. I found no purpose. I found no fulfillment. There was nothing there. And so, in that, there were questions that I started asking myself that really allowed me to move from living a life that I don't want to live to pursuing and living the life that I know that I should live. And it really starts with asking yourself different questions. When you ask yourself the question of, what is it that I don't want? Your mind will give you infinite amount of ways or infinite amount of answers. That's just how our mind works. Shout out to the mind. And just as it will give you infinite amount of ways or infinite amount of things that you don't want, when you change the question, you ask yourself, what is it that I do want? And you continue to answer that question and focus on that question, then your mind gives you the answers that you are seeking. Because what happens, right, when so many people are living the life that they don't want to live, they just continue to live that life because the way that they're living their life, right, is with blinders on. They literally cannot see anything else around them. The only options that they believe they have are the options in front of them. And so what they stop doing is they stop dreaming, they stop imagining, they stop asking themselves the question of, what is it that I actually want? And so many times, the way that people operate is that they say to themselves that the life that I have is the life that I don't want. And then they just continue to live it. And if they do attempt to do any type of change, they only try to change external factors. You don't like your job, then you decide that you change jobs. But then you're in a job that you still don't like. And then you go to another job and you're like, wait, I don't like this job either. And then you have to ask yourself the question, well, is it the job or is it me? Because if you're moving from job to job to job, only focusing on the things that you don't want, then the truth is you're attracting more of the things that you don't want. And so when you change the question of what is it that I actually want, you start to pursue, you start to focus, you start to put your energy towards the things that you do want. But not only what is it that I want, who is it that I need to be to get these different things? Because I want to give you all an illustration of what happens, right? For so many different people when they are in their lives or when they're doing what they're doing. This is many people, right? And this may even be you. And that's okay because what we're talking about today is going to get you outside of the bubble. Right now, so many people are in the bubble, right? This is their experience. And What is outside of the bubble are all these different options that you don't even see. All of these different options that you don't even see. And it's because why? You have your blinders on. You're living in your bubble. And you say to yourself, this is just my everyday. This is what I must do. And for some people, they get so sick of the everyday. They get so tired of the options around them that it removes the bubble that they're in. And when that bubble is removed, all of a sudden they say, oh, look at all the options that I have around me. And what I want you to do, right, is before you even get to the place of being so sick and so tired, start asking yourself the question of what do I want? And what is it that I need to get there? One of my favorite stories about this, right, of when you really sit down to focus on what you want, and when you are so in alignment with who you are, and there is a knowing within yourself of the life that you're supposed to live, no one and nothing can stop you. And the reason why I say that, right, is because I recently came across an article that talked about sci-fi writer, best-selling author Octavia Butler. And she had a book where she literally wrote down her life, she wrote down her affirmations, she wrote down her future. And she knew with every fiber in her being that that future was her now. And that if she just continued to operate, if she continued to push towards, if she continued to just believe in that vision and work towards it, that someday it would be true for others because it was already true for herself. And so I want to read just a little bit that was in the book verbatim that she wrote down because it truly is so powerful. And if you don't believe, you'll definitely believe after this. So she states in her book that she wrote, this is my life. I write best-selling novels. My novels go onto the bestseller list on or shortly after publication. My novels each travel up to the top of the bestseller list and they reach the top and they stay on top for months. Each of my novels does this. So be it. I will find the way to do this. See to it. So be it. See to it. What really stood out to me is not only the way that she crafted, right, and wrote down the life that she knew that she was destined to live. She said, I will find ways to do this, so be it. She said, if I can't go through the door, then I'm going through the window. And if I can't go through the window, then I will dig a hole to crawl through and to be there. She knew that space that there was a space that was already created for her. There was a knowing within her that said, this is your future. This is your now. And so she was already living that life. It was just other people around her who needed to catch up. But she was so persistent in her goals. Literally for a decade, she was told no. Somebody is told no one time and they're like, oh, well, I'll take you for your word. No, what is the life that you want to live? And if that is the life that you want to live and you know it within every fiber of your being that that is the life you're supposed to live, do not let one no turn you around. Don't let two no's turn you around. Don't let three. Don't let the imagination of other people infiltrate your reality. I will say that again. Do not let the imagination of other people infiltrate your reality. We are living, literally living in someone else's imagination. Someone thought about all the things that we have today, right? This cup was literally in somebody's brain before it became a cup. And so take time today to really sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I want? When you get clear on the things that you want, it is Then asking yourself the question of what options are in front of me, and know that there are an infinite amount of ways for you to reach your goal. There's an infinite amount of ways for you to have the things that you want to have. And so when you start there, when you remove those blinders, when you get excited about the day ahead of you, because you know that the day ahead is one that you are in control of. It's one that you are creating. It's one that you are writing. It's the one that you are directing. It's the one that you are starring in. That's when your life changes. Because I'm here to tell you, no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. And so, with that information, with that key, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, don't worry about it because I got us. I'm going to do the work that I need to do to live a life that I was destined to live, that I know I'm supposed to be living, one of purpose, one of fulfillment, one of joy, because it can be yours. You just have to start asking yourself the bigger questions, the deeper questions, the ones that push you forward, which then allows your family to be pushed forward. It then allows your community to be pushed forward. It then allows this world to be pushed forward. You are a ripple, and you never know how your ripple can impact someone. So do the work for yourself and just watch how it impacts other people around you. That's all I have for you today. Until next time, go be limitless and start asking yourself the question and answering the question of what is it that I really want?